Now on to one of our other big stories. The king of pop has died. Michael Jackson, the pop music and dance innovator, passed away yesterday. Jackson appeared to have suffered from cardiac arrest. He was 50 years old.
Yes, sir. I need an ambulance as soon as possible, sir. Sir, we have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing yet. He's not breathing, and we're trying to pump him, but he's not.
Okay. How old is he?
He's 50 years old, sir.
50. Okay. Did anybody witness what happened?
No, just the doctor, sir. The doctor's been the only one here.
Okay, so the doctor see what happened?
Doctor, did you see what happened, sir? Sir, if you just, if you can please.
We're on our way. I'm just passing these questions on to my paramedics while they're on the way there, sir.
Thank you, sir. He's pumping the chest, but he's not responding to anything, sir. Please.
Okay. We're on our way.
Where were you when you first heard that Michael Jackson died? Perhaps you were one of the thousands browsing the internet for confirmation. On the day Michael Jackson died, AOL, Google, and Twitter all collapsed because a big number of people were searching for confirmation regarding MJ's death. Now, what if I tell you that there is a chance Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka Diddy, aka Babe Brother Love, or whatever intriguing moniker he calls himself these days, is involved to Michael Jackson's death? Fam, just stick with me and I will connect the dots for you, but first, we have to go back to March 9th, 1997, the day another icon went away. This was the day the notorious B.I.G. was killed. Many believe Biggie was killed by a man called Poochie. However, there are two people who were there on the night Biggie was slain who have long believed that he was supposedly killed by another man called Amir Muhammad. One of Biggie Smalls' best pals, Lil Cease, who was in the same car as Biggie, and Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal, have always felt that Amir Muhammad was Biggie's killer.
Amir Muhammad, the guy that was wearing the bow tie the night that Biggie got killed, the Muslim guy, the guy that you believe that was behind Biggie's murder. Are you sure that he was the one that was behind it? Do you really believe that? Because I seen on the LA local news that he live in Georgia now and he does real estate.
They got pictures of Amir Muhammad at that thing. Why was he there? Why was he there? In a blue suit, white shirt, blue bow tie.
Gene Deal was in the same car with Diddy on that night. He alleged that Amir Muhammad walked up to their car, had a talk with Diddy, and less than 10 minutes later, he shot Biggie.
Why did he walk up to me and Puff's car? Do you understand me? Why 8 to 10 minutes later, Lil C see a guy in a blue suit, white shirt, blue bow tie, peanut head, shoot big. I know who walked up to us, brother. You understand me? I know the picture I saw.
Now, Amir Muhammad is a really interesting man. He had extensive ties to the military and LAPD, and despite the fact that there were two eyewitnesses who swore he was the gunman, he was never truly prosecuted. To this day, Amir Muhammad remains a free man, living a la vida loca as a real estate magnate in Georgia. According to Gene Deal, Amir Muhammad got his fortune through rather questionable means.
$150,000 from a bank robbery from two cops. One of the cops would use godfather of his son. They never got the $750,000 back. That'll help any real estate business. I don't care what he do. Did they also say that he was the same individual and the same person that got into a situation with his ex-wife or his girlfriend and her boyfriend and they end up dead?
Amir Muhammad was purportedly a senior Hollywood handler or fixer. If you needed to get anything done, clean up a crime, or possibly even make someone disappear, then Amir Muhammad was purportedly the man to make it happen, and he would get all of this done without any ramifications or penalties. Amir Muhammad was supposedly collaborating with Diddy to take down Biggie because, as Gene Deal claimed earlier, Amir allegedly spoke to Diddy just a few minutes before Big was killed. So how is all of this tied to MJ? This is when things get real. Music producer Rodney Jones, aka Lil Rod, recently accused Brother Love of sexual assault and harassment. The lawsuit simply says that Diddy is allegedly running a sex cult or ring in the Virgin Islands.
Diddy's sexual blackmail ring puts Michael Jackson's whole life story in a whole new light. So this new lawsuit just came out that shows tons of evidence that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, has been running a sexual blackmail operation very much like Jeffrey Epstein, but in the rap and music industry for basically 30 years.
This cult is supposedly utilized to furnish kids for prominent Hollywood actors and music producers, and also used to blackmail them. This is the same lawsuit that a Philadelphia rapper, who some of you might know as Freaky Meek, who dated Nicki Minaj, was named in.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Now, in the same complaint, there's a man called Fahim Muhammad who is Diddy's head of security while he's operating this alleged sex blackmail network. Fahim Muhammad is also the younger brother of Amir Muhammad, the man who is reportedly Biggie's killer.
Sexual blackmail activities at crazy parties where he's drugging his guests and bringing in underage girls.
Fahim Muhammad supposedly took over from his big bro and maintained his legacy of the family company, since Fahim Muhammad is not just Diddy's head of security, he is also Diddy's handler, fixer, and the one who helps him operate this alleged sex cult. Fahim basically resumed from where his brother stopped. According to Lil Rod, Diddy asserted that Fahim Muhammad had the capacity to make people and issues disappear. In fact, Diddy allegedly advised his workers that whenever they get pulled over by the cops in Miami or LA, they should just phone Mr. Muhammad. That's how reliable he was. The lawsuit also claims that there was a shooting inside Chalice recording studio. Either Diddy or his son Justin Combs reportedly shot one of Justin's buddies, who was named G in the lawsuit. But after this reported shooting, Fahim Muhammad remedied the problem. It was alleged that G was a victim of a drive-by gunshot that happened outside, not within the studio. Fahim Muhammad allegedly exploited his contacts with the LAPD to cover up the shooting. Mr. Muhammad apparently spoke to the officers for hours at the scene of the murder, and even though the LAPD spotted blood on the victim, Diddy allegedly got away with the shooting without any questions being asked, and no one was arrested for the crime. What if I tell you there is actually a chance you've encountered Fahim Muhammad before? Before he became the head of Diddy's security, Mr. Muhammad was Michael Jackson's head of security. In reality, he was put on the stand at the trial of MJ's death.
Mr. Muhammad, I want to take your attention back to June of 2009. At that time, where did you work?
For Michael Jackson, sir.
And what did you do for Michael Jackson in June 2009?
I worked his security for him.
I'm sorry?
I worked security for him, security.
Okay. In June of 2009, at that point in time, how long had you worked security for Mr. Jackson?
Approximately 10 months.
And what were your responsibilities?
I was the chief of his security, so my responsibilities ranged from making sure his house was protected, making sure his children were protected, and making sure his day-to-day activities and movement was all safe and planned and mapped out.
What makes this so remarkable is that Fahim Muhammad was only 21 years old when he became the head of Michael Jackson's security. Not only that, when he began working for Michael Jackson in 2008, Fahim Muhammad had just graduated from Sacramento State University with a bachelor's degree in business administration with an emphasis in real estate and marketing. How does a 21-year-old who graduated with a business administration degree with no previous experience in security become the head of protection for the King of Pop, for Michael Jackson, the most famous musician of all time?
From Sacramento State University with a bachelor's of science degree in business administration with a concentration in real estate and marketing. Okay? Do you realize what's wrong with that yet? Anything coming to mind? When did Michael Jackson die? June 25th, 2009. Jackson died from cardiac arrest caused by a propofol and benzodiazepine overdose, caused by his doctor, apparently. Hold up. Hold the phone. Pause. Why is a dude who just graduated college last year with a business and real estate degree the head of security for the King of Pop, for Michael Jackson, the most famous musician of all time? What's going on? Don't you think that's a little weird?
Fahim Muhammad was one of the final persons to see MJ alive.
People's 21, can you describe what is shown there?
That is the room that I walked into where I seen Mr. Jackson laying dead at.
Okay. And let me ask you, when you first came then into the foyer area, you would turn right to have the vantage point we see in People's 21, is that right?
Yes.
Fahim Muhammad most likely acquired the position because of the connection with his brother Amir Muhammad. Another odd feature is that Fahim and Amir tend to gain affluent after a tragedy occurred. Amir supposedly grew money following Biggie's death, while Fahim allegedly got richer after the death of Michael Jackson. Fahim Muhammad splashed the dough and gave his son 40 acres of land in San Diego County for his 13th birthday, and even Diddy posted it on his Instagram, 40 acres of land in San Diego County.
40 acres of land in San Diego County. Sony. That's what one dad gave his son for his 13th birthday.
He posted about it on social media, and their story went viral. Rapper Sean Combs even posted about it.
Fahim says his mom taught him and his siblings how essential it is to possess your own property and to aid their community. So when his son Fahim recently turned 13, he handed him 40 acres.
To teach him a life lesson about the value.
Before Michael Jackson passed away, he was fighting a struggle with the senior executives at Sony.
So this new lawsuit just came out that shows tons of evidence that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, has been running a sexual blackmail operation very much like Jeffrey Epstein, but in the rap and music industry for basically 30 years. And in that lawsuit, we learned that his head of security while he's running the sexual blackmail ring is this guy named Fahim Muhammad, who before working for Diddy was the head of security for Michael Jackson when he was only 21. And he was one of the first people on the scene when Michael Jackson died. And before we go to Michael Jackson, the most important part of the Diddy case to bring across is the fact that the record executives at the very top knew what P. Diddy was doing. They were attending the parties with underage girls where they were spiking drinks. They were deeply involved in Diddy's personal life. To know how history happened, you need to be able to access the primary sources. And yes, Jackson did say that the Jews are, probably referring to the Jews in the music industry, are like leeches and that they took everything from them and that they did it on purpose. But when you look into those allegations or those insults, you realize that because of his will that was probably fake and filed right before his death. So the will was signed on July 7th in Los Angeles by 3 witnesses, but Jackson's family pointed out that he was in New York that day and there's video proving it. So they changed their story, but the witnesses definitely saw it and it was just in New York. So anyways, because of this will, John Branca was put in charge of his estate, which included his net worth of $230 million, but far more importantly, his 50% share of Sony ATV worth $750 million. Yes, he was taking on Sony. He was going after the hand that feeds him. And when you look into John Branca, in 2003, Jackson fired Branca because he was siphoning money out of Jackson's accounts in collusion with Sony Music CEO Tommy Mottola and funneling it through a bunch of offshore accounts in the Caribbean. John Branca is Jewish, and Tommy Mottola is also Jewish. Plus, Tommy Mottola married Mariah Carey partway through his life when she was a young woman.
Do you believe Diddy is involved to MJ's death? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe, everyone.